Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Nine Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. I don't know if you all are seeing what has been going on with Kamala Anthony's um, case and all that. Some people are saying that they took the money that was set up from the GoFundMe to, probably got a house. And there is actually a Hispanic woman that has been going on around, like ranting. But one thing I want to tell that woman is that you are a MAGA, and I don't deal with MAGA. I don't try to exchange words with MAGA because you all are uneducated. You heard me right. And I am saying this, and I am saying that I am happy how Black people pulled up for this young man. Because if you watch this video from beginning to end, you also will see where people listed names of that unalike people that look like me and ended up getting massive support. And to them, it was they did it for what? Safety. That is self-defense, right? And they ended up getting good positions, meeting the president and all that. And our own, what happened to Kamala Anthony was out of defense. So how are you people making it look like they took money from GoFundMe to go and get a house? You people are really like, I don't know. I think you all are being bored and kind of jealous too, because the stories that I am seeing flying around, it's crazy. But you all can keep talking. I stand with Kamala Anthony till anytime. Let's get
Anthony with the K posted bond after his family raised over $400,000 in a GoFundMe. And today they held a press conference. And let me tell you, if this is their PR strategy, they need a refund. They said the dad had to take a leave of absence from work and the little sister scared to sleep in her bed. And they had to move for safety. And you know what? That sounds scary. Almost as scary as the family of a 16-year-old boy who lost his life because of your son and he's never coming home. Let me be real clear. You do not get to cause irreversible trauma to somebody else's family and then try to turn the narrative like you're the victim. You don't get to raise $500,000 to upgrade your life and then act like you were the one that suffered the most. Videos are being released now, conveniently after he posted bail, and we're supposed to feel bad because suddenly your house is too quiet? Because your luxury rental feels unsafe? This is not a case of racial injustice. This is a case of moral failure. A case of a family who is so blinded by victimhood that they forget that someone else's son will never get a press conference, will never get to sleep in his own room again. If y'all wanted sympathy, you should have started with accountability. Carmelo.
The thing is, we all know that there's more to the story about the incident with Carmelo Anthony than what they're sharing with us. But even if there were not, it's still self-defense. Even if everything we knew was the only thing that was true, it's still self-defense. It's so interesting to me how everyone can understand the stand your ground law when it came to George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin, which, by the way, wasn't even a valid excuse in that case. But in this instance, where someone walked up to that young man, threatened him, he gave him a warning, and then he responded after he was touched, now all of a sudden nobody gets it. And everybody keeps asking, why did he have a weapon? But I feel like we're skipping a few scenes of the movie, because the beginning and the starting question is, why did that young man walk up to him, tell him to get out of his seat, and then threaten him and put his hands on him? It's also so obvious that there's so much more to the story, and that was made extremely obvious when they only released a statement from the boy's twin brother. And they said that there were a bunch of other kids sitting around. Why are we only hearing from the twin brother? And if it was in fact true that they had no idea who Carmelo Anthony was before that moment, then again, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Well, racism is expensive, ain't it? Listen, we already knew this was going to happen. So, of course, Republican Judge Angela Tucker, the one that was instrumental in the Carmelo Anthony case that lowered the bond from the $1 million that was absolutely fucking excessive to $250,000. Well, of course, the racists have come out and they're angry and whatnot. They're angry that he was able to raise the money, because what I did find out is the platform does not allow you to really make comments unless you make a donation. So these people were absolutely making donations to make racist ass like, are y'all okay? moderator pay you to say some hateful shit? Like, okay, it's gotta be like Lena James said, that DNA, them no good ancestors, because ain't no way you have this much hatred in your like. And some of these comments, of course, she's had to turn off her comments. She's had to private her accounts and things, and of course, beef up her security. Because again, some of y'all ain't got nothing. It's like, y'all know the world burning down, does it? Like, go pick some vegetables. That's what you go do. Go pick some vegetables. Forget touching the grass. Go pick the vegetables because it's needed. But the fact that people are upset and were absolutely donating so that they could, I know, of course, they were donating the bare minimum, but that bare minimum adds up. So thank you. Keep doing it. Anyways, for all of y'all that are angry and want her thrown off the bench, she just got reelected in 2024. I thought, we should just throw that out there. But these are some of the comments or whatever, and there's some elected official. We don't even know who you are, whatever. And then other people was like, oh, she should be thrown from the bench, all the things. But this one right here, he was like, oh, I wish we had our own laws, own police, own. Hey, y'all had that before y'all came over here colonizing shit. But if you still want that, I swear to God, I got a drawer full of packing tape. I'm real good at packing boxes. Do it every week. When y'all going? Because I've said this. People who are so fucking angry, like, why don't y'all find somewhere else to be? Find somewhere else to be. Because this right here is quite interesting. How you're upset that this young man, who is a 4.0 student, a scholar, student athlete, captain of the football team, literally saved somebody's life from drowning. He is everything that y'all thought Austin was going to be. I'll just go ahead and say it. And that's the part that's pissing everybody off. Is you all thought that this little black boy, was from a single parent family. That's what it was. And the fact that his parents are a loving family, and they're married, and they have siblings, and and they live in a nice house, and they had, all the things that you feel like black people shouldn't have. That's the problem. But y'all had no problems when George Zimmerman's bond was $150K. And I don't want to hear, oh, it was $1 million. It was $1 million because he lied and his ass got revoked and had to go back. That's what that was. But it was at $150K. Nobody batted an eyelash when the weapon that was used to unalive Trayvon Martin, because please don't ever think we ever forgot that young man's life was cut short. That weapon was sold at $250K. So please don't think that any one of us give a damn that y'all mad that baby is out with his family. And we're going to continue to lift up his name. And we're going to continue to push these positive images of him, because, again, we know that at any moment this could have been any one of us. That is the reality of being a black mother in this country. That is the reality of being, black in this country. And people can be upset. You can be angry. You can, do whatever. We still going to have boots on the ground and with our fans, and we're going to be celebrating, because we don't care. But I want y'all to understand something. In all of this, we still are at this point where we're just lifting each other up, because we already know what it is. And your anger, you can keep it, because it's doing nothing but rotting your insides and making you look older. Because not all of them look the same.
The easiest thing about this Carmelo Anthony situation is that the other side are saying, oh, why are they bringing race into this? The situation is Carmelo was which is crazy, because that is not what you guys were saying about Kyle Rittenhouse. Y'all said Kyle Rittenhouse was defending himself. Carmelo isn't, though? But Carmelo isn't? Kyle's situation was up here. Carmelo's is down here. Kyle did a lot more. He did a lot more, but that was self-defense? That was self-defense. That's crazy. And you know the biggest difference between the two? I don't even have to tell you the biggest difference between the two, because you can see what it is. So you guys are saying, oh, why are they bringing race into this? That's exactly what you're doing. That's the exact thing you're doing. Kyle Rittenhouse was out there for fun. He did that for fun, for his enjoyment. Carmelo was defending himself. Y'all see this as another opportunity to put you guys on a higher pedestal. Another opportunity, as if you need one. Whatever.
Carmelo, as a 17-year-old, is learning that when you expire in anger, you get a new house, a new car, full security team, and hero status. No wonder he did this to someone. His family is celebrating him. There's no accountability. This is where we're at in 2025. And I just want to say to Sarah and people that think like Sarah, I speak for the majority of the black community when I tell you we don't want to hear shit about no accountability from a white woman, especially when y'all the one that raised these little thugs. Anytime it comes to the pews in the schools or the movie theaters or the church houses, y'all never get to have accountability for who you raised and how you raised them. But as soon as a black child does something, y'all want to chastise the black community, especially black women, and we ain't got no time for it. See, what Sarah Tweet also exposes is that regardless if you have the same economic status and live in a neighborhood system, they still view you as irrational, thuggish, buckish nigga criminals. For y'all in the back, they love to chastise the black community for doing things to each other and never sticking together. And every time we do, they got somebody to pathologize it, criminalize it. Then they've been crying about this man getting the bond reduction and about the money that was raised for him. When $400,000 got raised for Dan Wilson, $500,000, $500,000 for George Zimmerman, $500,000 for Jason Van Dyke, $2 million for Derek Chauvin, and $3 million for Daniel Penny, all for getting down and expiring a black man. But they're outraged about the money being raised for Carmelo Anthony?
So I saw this discourse about Carmelo Anthony and how his family is now buying lavish things. And at first I was like, maybe you should keep a low profile and do what you got to do. Then I saw all the racist comments. On second thought, ball out. Matter of fact, extra points if you piss more racists off. Not to mention, he's in Texas. If he didn't automatically get thrown under the bus for what happened, then there's more to it. Honestly, his GoFundMe's still open, low key. I am 110% done with the racism. I'm just done with it. Like, I'm sick of seeing it. I don't want to do it anymore. So I'm just going to handle things accordingly. The fact that we are even still having these dumbass conversations in 2025 is mind-boggling. People sitting there upset and having full-blown discourses over pigmentation. Oh my God.
All you hearing is what Carmelo Anthony parents done did with that money. That money that they got, that they raised. And it's their money. They done moved to a new house. For their safety. Oh, they done got a new car. Maybe they needed one, okay? Maybe the old one wasn't working. Oh, they had to pay for his defense fund. Duh! That's what's up. But ain't nobody, okay. What the Metcalf people done with their money? All the money they done raised, what they done with it? Huh? Y'all seem to worry about what Carmelo, every time, just like them people with Black Lives Matter. Oh, y'all dug, and then y'all start realizing, oh, they didn't do what they need to do with that money. They didn't whoop. It's amazing how, when it's over here, you want to find out where the money went. Where the money at? What it said? Where that? But see, when it's your people, oh, we're going to pass it to the file. We're going to sweep it up on the rug. Oh, you know what? Just keep that on the hush. Okay. Nobody need to know nothing about that. We done let that go. What? I tell you what. What Brett Favre at with that food stamp and that AFDC money? Okay. Huh? Because he ain't did no time and he ain't paid nothing. Did Brett Favre even pay them folks back? Because the Mississippi State Auditor said he still owe another $730,000, and this ain't including interest. You understand what I'm saying? He paid $1.1 million back, but that ain't all he owed. You understand? But see, ain't nobody talking about that is. Brett Favre, where that money at? Where that money at? Yeah, where that money at? While you down here visiting schools, in a minute you're going to need a football field.
Oh. I'm going to say this, and y'all can take it how y'all want it, but I'm being 100% honest. I refuse to engage in this Carmelo Anthony situation for this simple fact here. We don't know what the truth is. And honestly, if you got three eyes, meaning you got your two eyes right here and then you got your third eye open, you already can see the play. We are in the middle of spiritual warfare right now. And on top of that, we know that the left has been wanting a race war, especially since they ass is law. And they getting it right now. Because even though a lot of us know that this situation is messed up no matter how you look at it, you got kids. These are kids at the end of the day. You got one who lost their life and another one who may end up losing his life by going to prison because he made a messed up decision. decision? When are we going to realize that the news has been lying to us for I don't know how long when it comes to stories like this? They're continuously keeping up this narrative only when it's having something to do with black and white people. They don't never talk about nothing else unless it has something to do with a racial undertone, giving a lot of people a reason to be racist. Because that's really what I'm saying. And it puts you in the space as somebody who wants to see truth come to light, who stands on the side of justice. It makes you conflicted in the whole situation because you don't know what the truth is. You don't know what's accurate information. You got somebody over here saying that the boy knew the boy. You got somebody over here saying that the boy didn't know the boy. You got somebody over here saying that he was bullied. You got somebody over here saying that he was the aggressor. You got people over here saying that the people took the money that they got from GoFundMe to go buy a house and buy a truck. Then I see another news that says that the money from GoFundMe was returned to the people who donated because GoFundMe canceled their GoFundMe. So you really don't know what the truth is. You really don't. It's no different than the situation that happened with the whole South Africa versus New Orleans thing. And now it's turned into a whole big thing. I got people in my comments still going in on me, and that's cool. I can handle the smoke. But at the same time, I could go on their accounts and see that majority of them are bots. They are bots that are put in place to continuously cause problems. These people want us to fight. They want us to be confused. They want us to be just caught up in the midst of stories, only cause us to be divided even more. Because you got people over here who want to see that boy go to prison. They damn near want him to get the death penalty. But then you got also black people over here who like, well, wait a minute. How many times have we been seeing non-black people get away with doing shit to black people? It puts you in the middle as somebody who wants to stand on the side of justice, because the news continues to give us vague information when it comes to stories like this because they want us to be the damn detectives. They want us to do their job. We ain't getting their salary, but we gonna do their job for them. Bullshit. News needs to do a better job. Trump needs to sign an executive order for them to stop spreading propaganda. We don't know what the issue is. We don't know what happened. We don't know why that boy carried a knife to him to attract me. We don't know if they had beef before. We don't know anything because there's so many different stories that's going around. All you could do is focus on what fits your narrative better or what makes you feel better at night or what you think is the truth or what you want to be the truth. So it really puts us all at odds. So at the end of the day, and we just all just trust our gut and let God handle it. I haven't heard nothing from his family. So until we get all of the facts, there's no reason why we need to even be discussing it because it's just coming off as being emotional. All we know is it ain't going to change anything. There's a boy who lost his life and another boy who's getting ready to go to prison. And the news knows this and they enjoy spinning this type of narrative. Don't feed the animal.
The family has reportedly bought a new house with the $400,000 that has been raised.
So the amount of misinformation being spread about what Carmelo Anthony's family supposedly did with the money they raised is just on another level and clearly on purpose. Let me explain. So every conservative influencer and garbage media outlet is screaming all over the internet that Carmelo Anthony's family either bought or rented a $900,000 home and purchased a brand new car, some are saying Cadillac Escalade, with the money they raised on Give, Send, Go. But it's all very easily disproven nonsense. So that's what I'm going to do real quick, starting with the house, which if you do 5 seconds of work, you can tell these people have lived in for a while. Because first off, the images that people are cropping and sharing of the house originally come from a Facebook post back in 2023. And then shortly after the incident, the photos along with this text were shared on TikTok, but the original post is from 2023. And if you simply look this house up on Zillow, you will see that the last time this house was listed was basically October of 2022, or towards the end of 2022. And manifesting God's promises all of 2023 does sound like something that somebody who bought a house at the end of 2022 would say. But if that's not even enough for you, they also talked to the neighbors who said they were living a lavish lifestyle of Amazon Prime and Domino's pizza deliveries. But you know what the neighbors didn't say? Oh, those people, they just moved in. So yeah, it's very obvious that these people already lived there. The only shred of truth in this whole thing is Carmelo Anthony's father did say they would be moving because they're receiving threats now. Something that is very common in high-profile cases like Kyle Rittenhouse's, for example. Only difference is when he did it, the Daily Wire framed it as him moving to a safe house. But what about the car that 3 different media outlets and every conservative influencer is claiming he bought with the GoFundMe money? Well, the story behind that is even dumber. Because 2 of the outlets cite the Daily Mail, and the Daily Mail thought this was enough evidence to put it in a headline. Talking to the neighbor, he got a new car, the resident told the outlet. If you look at the license plate, it's got a paper tag that says expires June 4th. Like, I don't think I have to explain to you how dumb that is, right? Because even if it is their car, we wouldn't know when they bought it, and they could have just lost the license plate and applied for a new one, or there's probably a million people going in and out of there, lawyers, all kinds of stuff. How do we even know it's their car? I also just want to quickly point out that it takes 5 days to even get any money after your first donation from GiveSendGo. And the first time we heard about Anthony's GiveSendGo gaining traction was on the 7th. And these reports about the spending came out on the 15th, which means they probably talked to the neighbor on the 14th, which gives you like a 48-hour window to do all this spending. So when I say that the misinformation going around is so bad, it's clearly on purpose. This is what I mean. It's very clear that this family already had money, and it's also clear that there's no evidence of them doing anything nefarious with the money donated. So that should really make you question why all these so-called media people are going around saying it.
This is all I got from this video, and I am going to say this. If you do not understand how these people work, you have no right to even speak. Just shut your mouth up. And if you do not understand what to believe at this point in time, then you should not even be speaking, because you have no idea what to talk, what to speak on. So at this point in time, I know what to talk and I know what to speak. Like consciously talked about how some people were raised money, especially when it comes to white people. It's only when it comes to black people that everybody wants to police you on what to do, and then they end up saying he is getting a lot of support because he is a black person. Yes, he is a black person and he deserves all the respect from black people. And next time, teach your children not to touch other people's children, because they are not his parent. Teach your kids how to keep their hands to themselves. One day for the thief, one day for the owner. Every day for the thief, one day for the owner. Right? I am sorry that whatever that happened to that young man, very unfortunate. But at this point in time, can you people leave Carmelo Anthony alone? Because young man was defending himself. Next time, they should stop bullying people, because there is a limit to what people can take. Now, for those that do not remember, the one that also shook everybody that happened recently was Daniel Penny. Daniel Penny, who unalived Nedley Jordan. Yes, that's his name. I remember covering it. Daniel Penny, Jordan Nedley Jordan, New York subway, and this man was praised as a hero, and the fact that a young man did not pose any threat or something, he was having a mental breakdown when that happened, and he ended up being unalive, and the person that unalived him ended up getting GoFundMe. GoFundMe was set up for him. Attorney was provided for him. And when all that went finished, I think he ended up meeting Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. That is to tell you what privilege looks like, what it looks like. We don't have that privilege. So from now for that was that woman, that Hispanic woman screaming. I see all of you saying that they are going into luxury. Does Carmelo Anthony's father, do they look jobless, or does it look like they don't have anything or something? Because I see people saying that they just cashed out their GoFundMe and they are smiling into wealth. What wealth are you talking about? Because the GoFundMe is still up. So if there is any house they moved out from, probably it is the money from their own pocket. And for those that do not, I wanted to know that Carmelo Anthony also had a job. He got something that he's doing. So if you are that mad, you should go and hug a transformer. At this point in time, I am so happy that Black people are doing their best to help. And I am going to say this. I've been saying this thing for a longer time. Make sure you put your children where they will see people that look like them. It's a different thing that you are being bullied by this, and a different thing that we are doing it by ourselves because we understand ourselves. I am not saying bullying it is something that nobody should ever do. But when we have problems, we know how we settle it. Yes. So you know what? Make sure you put your children where they will see people that look like them. Enough of predominantly all white space that in the end, it ends in stories. This is not the first or second time I have brought so many stories of things like this happening. We can do better as parents. Bye for now.